right, good afternoon, Middle Georgia. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett. It's 2:53. Just going to do a little update on the incoming strong to severe weather. Thankfully, no warnings just yet, but if you're in downtown Macon, you are getting a lot of heavy rainfall right now. So this is what we are looking at, just strong storms across Middle Georgia as we speak, but nothing severe, but that doesn't mean let your guard down. So strongest storm right over portions of Macon, Middle Georgia State University, where you're seeing those shades of pink. That's likely some small hail with some of these storms, along with gusty winds. I think if this storm continues looking the way it does, I think we'll get a warning out of it, moving out of Macon, or moving from Bibb County down into maybe Twiggs County and portions of Houston County. So worst of the weather just now east of downtown Macon and to the west of it, and the storm continues to drop off towards the south. Not a good ride along Interstate 16, but that's going to continue to head over towards Twiggs County as well as Wilkinson County. More storms back off towards the north. Heavy rainfall stretching through Lamar County, Monroe County. Here is that line of storms right along Highway 18, stretching from Barnesville to Collier to Forsyth. Heavy rainfall, lightning, gusty winds likely with this, but again, nothing severe just yet, but we can see a warning pop out of these storms at any time. Most of the warnings today should be severe thunderstorm warnings, but good news is we still have to be mindful of tornado warnings. Can't rule out a few isolated tornadoes, so that's what we're going to be watching. Again, storms stretch back to the southern portions of the Atlanta metro. This is the Interstate 20 corridor, and this is going to be it. This is the actual front coming through. So as soon as this line of storms pushes south of your location, you'll be in the all clear. But out ahead of it, we've been dealing with sunshine today. We've got instability in place, and we're going to be watching things. Looks like we got some warnings over into Alabama. So likely going to start to see some warnings over the next couple of hours here in Middle Georgia. So if you're along 85, looks like over towards Montgomery County in Alabama, we've got to be watching those. But then you get these other storms stretching from just outside of Hancock County. You got some stronger storms and portions of, it's really that one storm in Twiggs County, southern Jones County, getting into Wilkinson County, and extreme southern Baldwin County coming out of Bibb County. That's continue to slide off towards the east. We'll watch these storms back into Macon County, Sly County. Those will be heading, or excuse me, Taylor County over into Macon County. Those will be heading towards Interstate 75. And again, still watching these storms off towards the north and west. It's hot, it's humid outside, so that's why we got a lot of instability. And again, we got that front coming through, and that front's what's really providing the uplift to get these showers and thunderstorms developing. Just a heads up, got a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 8 p.m. this evening for most of Middle Georgia. Now, even though you're not in the watch right now in South Georgia or in our southern counties, you'll see a watch later today, so keep that in mind. We're going to see this watch expanded south at some point, so just keep that in mind. You may not be dealing with storms right now, but storms will be working into your area. And over the next couple of hours, we'll likely start to see the watch get trimmed away from the north. So everything's going to be moving from northwest to southeast today. So this watch currently goes until 8 p.m. this evening, but I think the storms will be out of here by then. So once again, a shot of Middle Georgia. We're just looking across the area with the radar, showers, thunderstorms. And again, strongest storm in southern Bibb County, and then working its way back into Lamar County. That'll be heading towards Forsyth, much of Monroe County, and then that will continue down into Bibb County as well as Jones County. So that is what we are watching right now. Like I said, no active warnings, but at any time, I would not be surprised if we start getting a few warnings popping, especially here in Middle Georgia. You got the 475-75 split, Middle Georgia State. Again, where you're seeing those there's shades of pink and white. That is likely some small hail mixing in with some of these storms. Right now, winds 40 to 50 miles per hour within these storms. That's not technically severe, but you don't need a severe thunderstorm to knock down trees or cause power issues. And then this will continue to slide off towards the south and east. If we look at one of the forecast models we're going to be watching, it has a pretty good handle on what we could see the next couple of hours. That band of storms pushing off towards the south and east. And again, 3, 4 o'clock, we're coming up on 3 o'clock. So this is the worst of it, coming through Forsyth up towards Monticello, Eatonton. And then you get towards 3:40 or 3:30 to 4 o'clock, more rain and storms. So Houston County, you get over towards Johnson and Treutlen County, you're going to be getting these storms. Washington County stretching back down towards Macon County itself, Montezuma, Byron, Fort Valley. These storms will be working through, and like I said, any of these could be strong to locally severe as they move through. We'll keep an eye on it. Notice by 5 o'clock, most of that activity has shifted down into our southern counties where there's not that watch. That's why that watch will be extended off towards the south. So McRae, Abbeville, Cordele, Vienna, over towards Soperton, keep that in mind. And notice as we get towards, as we get through the next couple of hours, we're going to be watching these storms push out of the area. Notice this is by 7 o'clock. Storm threat is over. Like I said, I know that watch goes until 8 p.m. It will be canceled by then. This is it. Get through about 6 or 7 o'clock. Middle Georgia will be looking great, and we're going to get ready for a beautiful weekend of weather. Like I said, the best weekend of weather we've had in quite some time. No rain expected, lots of sunshine, lower humidity. We'll have morning lows down into the 50s, afternoon highs generally in the low to mid 80s, which we will certainly take. First weekend in a while, we've had no threat for severe weather, no threat for rain. And again, it's been every weekend in May we've had severe weather in Middle Georgia. So no threat this weekend as we get ready to end the month of May and head into the month of June. So that is always great news. Again, I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett. Meteorologist Noah Hauck is here with me today, and we're just going to be doing these intermittent updates. And of course, when watches and warnings pop, we'll hop back up here. Noah, if you can, switch me over to the downtown Macon camera real quick. So we're actually looking north from Mercer University, so he's going to switch that around. There's downtown Macon. Most of that rain has stopped. Still 83 degrees, west-southwest wind at about 21 miles per hour at that last observation. But like I said, it may be quiet right now after that initial storm moved through. But we got more storms back off towards the north and west. So just going to be watching it. Hopefully we don't have any severe weather today, but watch means conditions are favorable. That means you just need to be on the watch out for possible severe weather. And these storms are intensifying, I will tell you that. They are starting to produce a little bit more lightning. You're starting to see those brighter shades of red, and as those continue to move down into the south and east, we're likely going to see a couple of warnings. Hopefully it's just severe thunderstorm warnings. We don't want to be dealing with tornado warnings, but again, if we do see a tornado warning, we will jump on air on Fox 24 and ABC 16. But for now, we're going to try to keep everything on the digital platforms, Facebook, YouTube. You can go to our website, wgxa.tv. If you want to stay informed and up to date ahead of these storms, download that WGXA Skywatch weather app. It is quick and easy to use. You can scan that QR code right there. It'll take you to the Google Play Store or the App Store for your iOS device, and you can download it free today. It has those specific push notifications for your exact locations, and it works all across the country. So if it follows your location, if you're in another state and they have severe weather, it's going to alert you to watches and warnings in those states. But I really like it because it has those interactive radar, street level. It will pinpoint your location, showing you where you are in relation to the storm and where the storms are heading and when they will arrive at your location. So that's just one way you can stay up to date. I always say a NOAA weather radio is another way to keep you informed and up to date. But it's May 30th. We're slowly getting out of the severe weather season. I always say severe weather season in the Deep South. It runs from really November to May. There's not two seasons anymore because everything kind of runs together. But as we get into June and July, our severe weather threat really starts to decrease across Middle Georgia, except those pop-up afternoon strong storms we can see on occasion. But again, it's just after 3 p.m. We are watching these storms drift off towards the south and east. And again, we're not going to be doing this constantly unless we do start to get warnings. So we'll be watching this off camera. We're going to keep it on the digital platform, so make sure you're following us. Again, Facebook, YouTube, as well as WGXA.TV. Any warnings we get, of course, we'll push to you. And again, it'll be meteorologist Noah Hauck and myself tag teaming this event if we see any issues. But hopefully no tornado warnings. Hopefully we get through without any severe thunderstorm warnings, but it's just something we're going to be watching the next few hours. And like I said, it's strictly the next 3 or 4 hours. By 7 or 8 o'clock, the weather's going to be improving, and that sets the stage for that beautiful weekend across middle Georgia. But again, you got this initial line trying to develop out ahead of the main line, and then you got one more line back towards Interstate 20. But once it pushes through, that's the actual front. You'll start to see improving weather, and we'll see that watch trimmed, and we'll finally get rid of this wet and stormy air mass we've been dealing with the past 2 or 3 weeks across middle Georgia. But again, we'll be watching it off camera. Let us know what you're seeing. If you have any questions or concerns, we're watching the comments on social media. We will answer as best we can. But until our next little update, I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett.
Alrighty, well, good afternoon, Middle Georgia. I am meteorologist Noah Hauck here with Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett, and we're just coming on here just to give a quick update as things are progressing through the mid-state. Again, at the moment, still do not have any active warnings across the mid-state, which is always a good sign. We did have a strong storm move through downtown Macon just a little bit ago. Thankfully, did not become severely warned. Still had the potential to maybe have some hail mixed in, and even our friends over at the National Weather Service did say that there was possibly some rotation aloft, but that's still not of super big concern right now because usually it only is becoming concerning when it comes closer to the surface. But still good just to know and be aware of that as well, because today we did have a level 3 risk get put out just for the eastern portions of the mid-state over in here, but the rest of us still being under that level 2, which means that all of the above are still possible. Damaging winds being the biggest concern. Still could have some hail mixed in and also still have the chance for a tornado or two. Can't completely rule it out as well, but we'll just have to keep our eye on things. Again, still no active warnings across the board, but we still are going to be watching this severe thunderstorm warning that has been put out over in Alabama, making its way towards the Alabama-Georgia state line. It looks like as it makes its way over here into Georgia, it could be going towards Sumter, Dooley, and Crisp County. So we'll just have to watch it, see if it keeps up with that intensity and possibly warrants a warning over here in Middle Georgia itself. So I kind of just wanted to go over and view some of the systems that we're still watching across the mid-state. So we'll just start to zoom in here and go over it. So this is the storm that we were watching previously that made its way through downtown Macon. Right now, still is going to have this deep red color, even a little bit of that pink mixed in, which could indicate some hail falling over top just to the south of Irvington and to the north of Jeffersonville. Again, no active warning on it at the moment, but we'll just have to wait and see if it happens to intensify. Still keeping some good intensity with it as it did bring some of that heavier rain across Macon a little bit earlier. A few lightning strikes here and there as well, but still keeping some good steady downpours as it makes its way through Wilkinson County. As we take a look back up north, though, we're going to notice there's still another line moving through with that cold front in the northern portions of the mid-state. So again, over here in Milledgeville, getting a little bit of that lighter or heavier rain, I should say, with this yellow color right here. And then as we make our way over towards gray, you guys have some downpours coming on right now. A little bit of lightning here and there, just looks like a couple flashes. Even here in downtown Macon, looks like we could be getting another round of heavy rain coming through in the next 5 to 10 minutes. As we head up towards Butts and Jasper County, though, we're going to notice that it's looking dry for right now. Could see another line just up here over in Henry County, could make its way down south, brings yet another round of rain. But for the moment, if you happen to be in Jackson and in Monticello, things look to be dry or drying out for the moment. And then as we make our way over here, we're going to see in Upson County, got some showers going on as we make our way down into Taylor County as well, just to the north of Butler. Still do have a few showers going on, but for the most part, still no active warnings. The strongest part that we're looking right now is going to be here down in Sly County on its way towards Macon and maybe even Sumter County. It's going to be just the north of Ellaville with a few lightning strikes mixed in there. I'm going to zoom in, happen to see if there's any pink mixed in indicating hail. And at the moment, not seeing anything right now, but it's just going to be to the north of Georgia Highway 26 with those lightning strikes mixed in and that very heavy rain. We're also going to notice that Fountainville is also going to be within that heavy rain as we make our way towards Macon County Elementary School. So as we zoom back out, again, no active warnings across the mid-state, which is always a good sign, but we still do have some storms out there. Again, we have some places that are going to have some lightning, and we do have that severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 8 p.m. tonight as we have this cold front moving through Middle Georgia. So the biggest threats are going to be that damaging wind, maybe some hail mixed in, and of course still can't completely rule out a tornado or two, but hopefully we will stay clear of that today. It's really just going to have to depend on whether or not the atmosphere is willing to tap in, or excuse me, these storms are going to be tapping into the atmosphere or not. So we'll head over to this severe thunderstorm watch just to see that it is now going to include the entirety of the mid-state. This was updated not too long ago, so now it's going to include the southern and southeastern portions of the mid-state, and this is still going to be until 8 p.m. today. We're just going to have to watch as these lines move through, whether or not these northern portions are going to be clipped out of it as the biggest threat makes its way past. But for now, still no active warnings across the radar. Still just watching a few storms here and there. And we're watching especially the one that's over here, making its way towards the Alabama and Georgia state line. Since it is severely warned at the moment, could be making its way towards some of our viewing areas, so we'll have to keep a close eye on it. But across the board, things looking okay at the moment, but we're still going to have to see if the one over towards Wilkinson County looks like there's a few strikes going on. So let's zoom in over there just to see if it happens to be intensifying. So this is going to be heading towards Balls Ferry State Park at the moment. Again, a little bit of that pink color mixed in here, which could indicate some hail is falling. So it's just going to be to the south of Irvington, making its way eastward and a little bit south as well. So we'll have to keep our eye on this one to see if it happens to intensify and maybe become severely warned, but still just watching the line making its way through the northern portions of the mid-state over the next couple of hours. But this does look to be a relatively fast round of storms based on our current runs of our models. So hopefully by later tonight, this will all be past us and we can sleep easy as we head into a great weekend ahead where we look to see some drier weather and temperatures in the low to mid 80s. But again, at the moment, no active warnings, which is always a good thing, but you still want to be vigilant because even though it's not severely warned, it doesn't mean we still can't get damage out of some of these storms. So we want to always take caution and be prepared. But at the moment, I'm meteorologist Noah Hauck. I also am here with Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett as we watch some of these storms, and we will keep you guys updated if anything is to change and if we get any more warnings thrown out here. But at the moment, things are looking okay. So we'll be in the background. Everyone stay safe.
All right, Middle Georgia, again, 4 o'clock on this Friday afternoon. It's a wet and stormy one across the mid-state, but again, good news is no severe weather warnings at this time, and let's hope this trend continues. But again, we have to watch all these storms carefully. They're producing some gusty winds. There are some reports of some small hail. Some of these storms are rotating aloft, which means really high in the atmosphere. When that rotation starts to get lower, that's when you have to worry about the threat for tornadoes. So all types of severe weather remain a possibility this afternoon and evening, but these storms are moving through very quickly, which is certainly some great news. I think if you have Friday evening plans, you're going to be A-OK across Middle Georgia. But again, watching a couple of clusters of storms, Johnson County back in the northern Lawrence County, you got a band of heavy rainfall that just moved through downtown Macon. That stretches over into northern Twiggs County into Wilkinson County. Lightning, heavy rainfall that continues down through much of Peach County. And then looking back towards the north and west, things are starting to quiet down. But we will note that there is still one more band of thunderstorms and heavy rainfall that's approaching northern Butts County, Jasper County, and Putnam County. So this is the actual front coming through, and once this passes your location, the severe weather threat will be over with. Again, no active warnings in Middle Georgia. We see some over near the Augusta area. We've been watching warnings out in southeastern Alabama, but so far the National Weather Service in Atlanta has not issued any warnings. But again, we do have that severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 8 p.m. It includes all Middle Georgia counties until 8 p.m. It will not last until 8 p.m. I will go ahead and tell you that. We're already starting to see counties whittle away off towards the north and west. Just the Atlanta metro now out of that watch. It is strictly for Middle Georgia. And again, until 8 p.m., but this will not last until 8 p.m. The warnings and watch or the severe weather threat will be over with by then. So that is certainly some great news. But we'll look a little closer on some of these stronger storms. We've had a stronger storm right now over into Johnson County, Wrightsville, getting a lot of lightning just to the south of you, south of 319. That's where we're getting some hail likely with some of these shades of pink and white. That usually indicates there's some heavier downpours, some different kinds of precipitation showing up, and again, could be dealing with some hail, some gusty winds certainly possible. And there are special weather statements on all of these storms, but no severe thunderstorm warnings, so that's certainly some great news. But again, Johnson County, northern portions of Lawrence County, north of downtown Dublin. So that's one of our stronger storms. Then we get back towards Macon. You're getting through Twiggs County and over towards McIntyre. That's where we're watching some heavy rainfall, a lot of lightning with this storm that continues to drift off towards the south. So Interstate 16, Interstate 75, getting very close to Warner Robins very soon. Perry, you just had a storm move through. You got one more back towards Fort Valley that's going to be making its way from Peach County over into Houston County. And then much of Bibb County just dealing with some light to moderate rainfall. Unless you're south of downtown Macon, that's where we're seeing some of that heaviest rain, and that is going to be moving into Twiggs County. So that is what we're watching there. As we slide down towards Unadilla, Dooley County, Crist County, stronger storms likely. Getting a lot of lightning showing up just very near Unadilla. Maybe some small hail, gusty winds with these storms. And like I said, even though they're not severe warned at this time, that doesn't mean they can't produce tree and power issues. There have been reports of tree damage off towards our north. So trees are still going to come down, and we've been very wet as of late. So the grounds are very saturated. It's not going to cause a lot of wind to bring trees down. So just keep that in mind. Got more showers. There's that southern Houston County area moving over into Pulaski County, Hawkinsville, down towards Finlayson, over towards Bleckley County as well. Got a shower or storm developing just to the north and east of downtown Eastman. But what you're seeing over in the Dooley County, that'll slide across Pulaski County and make its way into Dodge County very shortly. So that is what we continue to watch. Again, the back edge, it's now making its way into northern Butts County, northern Jasper County. This is going to be your actual cold front. And as soon as this pushes through, we can give you the all clear for severe weather. But it looks like we're getting a little bit more development, so we may not be done with the rain and storms and off towards our north and west. So just keeping that in mind. Lamar County, Monroe County, even in Upson County. We're going to continue to watch this, but the squall continues to race off towards the east-southeast on this Friday afternoon, and we'll actually look at one of the models that we like to use to give us an idea, and the models have been handling this pretty well as far as the timing. Right now, the worst of the weather is coming through most of middle Georgia. Again, heavy rainfall, lots of lightning with those storms, but so that's what we're continuing to see. Now, as we drop off towards the south and east by 5 o'clock, mainly off towards the south. I think by the time you were watching us on the newscast, the worst of the weather really going to be off towards the south and east of middle Georgia. So that is what we are watching. And then by 7 o'clock, notice everything, it's out of here. So you'll have a great looking Friday night across middle Georgia. We just got to get through the next couple of hours, and the weekend, again, it's going to be a stellar weekend of weather. Completely dry, lots of sunshine and lower humidity. And we've been looking for that for quite some time. Past 4 weekends in middle Georgia, we've had some sort of severe weather. But again, continuing to track these showers and storms the next couple of hours. They're pulsing up in intensity. No active warnings right now, but of course, myself, along with meteorologist Noah Hauck, we're watching things very carefully. But here's the back edge. This is the actual front. Once it pushes through, it'll clear everything out. The severe weather threat will be over with, but still dealing with heavy rainfall, lots of lightning and gusty winds all across middle Georgia. And just because you're not included in a warning doesn't mean you need to let your guard down. We can still see some tree and power issues, but hopefully we escape the next few hours with no warnings. Certainly no severe thunderstorm warnings, and definitely no tornado warnings. We don't want that at all. And we'll hopefully have a pretty decent Friday afternoon, becoming an amazing Friday night. But again, we're going to continue to watch this behind the scenes. If anything happens, of course, we will let you know, and we'll be watching it very carefully. Again, I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett.